How are we? Welcome to another edition of Up the Reds. Okay, lot to get through on this one. Right, let's start with the Southampton game yesterday. Good 3-1 win for the Reds. I have to say that Alisson Becker, I'm just glad he's our keeper at Liverpool because he made three or four, well, certainly three, possibly four outstanding saves yesterday when the game was at 3-1. So, but yeah, it was brilliant performance by Ali in goals for us. The beardless Ali. Now, come on, Mr. Becker. Let's get this back on for when you come back after the World Cup. Yeah, it was a good game. We obviously won it in the first half. The team played really, really well. I thought Darwin Núñez, he's just getting better and better with every game. He was understanding with his teammates, was really, really good. We've seen a new side to him, the defensive side. He's probably never played that before, but it's took him a while to get in. Look, we paid big money for him, and we can see the rewards now. 10 starts, 10 goals, or something like that. So it's a good return we're getting from the young lad there. Robbo was outstanding. I think he was the Robbo of old. Everybody's been saying that, and I have to totally agree. Their goal, I think Virgil van Dijk could have done a lot better. I'm not sure who he was thinking he was marking. He was never goal side of Shea Adams at any point in that free kick. He should have been in front of him, and he wasn't. So I'm going to blame that down to him for letting them score that goal. So yeah, but all in all, it was a very good performance. Mo Salah didn't get a penalty. Only the ref will know. Only VAR will know. Blatant as you can get, not given. But hey-oh, we get used to things like that. Is it because it's Mo Salah? Probably, but yeah, and if you'd have seen the City game yesterday, you'd have seen De Bruyne diving every 2 minutes to try and get one. But yeah, it was a very good performance. Yeah, some positives to look forward to now for the second half of the season because we've had an inferior start to the season. What is it? We've played, what was it, 20 games, 21 games. That includes the Champions League games and the Carabao Cup games. So yeah, that is real high intensity. Should we be happy where we are? We're never happy where we are unless we're top of the league or winning something. But on the evidence of how we started this season, I'm going to take that 6th or 7th place. We've played 14 league games, won 6, drawn 4 and lost 4. Should we have lost any of those games? Probably not. There were our mistakes that made us lose those games. It wasn't nobody else's fault. We weren't just good enough to get those games over the line. So yeah, indifferent season. I mean, we started off slowly, 2 draws early doors, and we lost to Man United, and we had the Bournemouth 9-0, and then Newcastle at home 2-1. Everton 0-0. That was, we'll just put that one on the back burner. It's the most frustrating derby game I think I've seen for a while. And then we went to Napoli and got absolutely deservedly hammered. We were never at the races there. Then we got Ajax, beat them 2-1 at home. It could have been 2-2 at that was one of those funny games. The Brighton game, the 3-3, we were just the goals that we gave away in that game were horrendous defending from ourselves. And then we went to Rangers and got a 2-0 in the Champions League. And then we played Arsenal at the Emirates and lost 3-2. And again, we should have got something from that game. And then we got to Rangers and beat them 7-1, which was a mad night for a Champions League game. And then we had the big one against Man City, 1-0 win. That was good, enjoyed that, and we thought we might have changed the corner. But don't forget, we were playing a new system because we had so many injuries. We couldn't play the 4-3-3. We didn't have the energy. We didn't have the legs. We went 4-2-3-1. Some people are going, we've gone 4-1-4-1. That was never the case. We finished back on 4-3-3. So after the City game, we played West Ham and got a 1-0 at home. So, we were... we really were sort of like indifferent in our form. We'd kick on and then we'd have a couple of setbacks. And one of those setbacks after the West Ham game was against Forest when we lost 1-0. And really, we just didn't take our chances in that game. And then we went to Ajax and beat them 3-0 at their place, which was a really, really good performance. And then again, we had Leeds on a Saturday night, and when I look at the losses, I just scratch my head. We should never have, we weren't outplayed in any of the games that we lost, but that Leeds one, we could have done a lot better with our defending. I can still envisage seeing that now as I'm speaking to you. 2v1. On the touchline, and the lad gets a ball into the box, and obviously no reaction from Gomez, no reaction from Virgil van Dijk. 2-1, we lose the game, and so that was a sore one. And then we had Napoli at home. We'd already qualified, really, but it was just making the numbers up. So we beat Napoli 2-0 at Anfield, and what a great night that was, a European night. And then we went to Tottenham, got a 2-1 at Tottenham, which was, I thought it was a good performance away. Then we had Derby in the Carabao Cup. All right, a very young team that was played. I enjoyed that game. That was really good by the youngsters. They played really well. And Colin Kelleher, brilliant again in the penalty shootout. He's making it his own competition. That he's got to be one of the best goalkeepers in that competition there. But and then the Southampton game, 3-1. So all in all, like I say, 14 games, 6 wins, 4 draws and 4 losses. The losses still irk me a bit. 26 goals scored, 17 conceded. That's poor for defending. If it wasn't for the Bournemouth game, which was a 9-0, I could see us being a bit lower down the table. So 22 points. I'm going to take those 22 points at this half of the season, because it could have been a lot worse with some of our performances. So it's been a mixed bag. We've ended on a bit of a high, really, which is good. If you look at it that way, 7 lads are going to the World Cup. So rest of the lads are staying behind. We go to Dubai, have a training camp there. So I think the lads are going to get a week or two, maybe a week off, and then they fly out to Dubai there. And as Jurgen said, when the teams get knocked out in the World Cup, the lads are only around the corner, so not too far for them to travel to meet up. And then we go into the second half of the season. Wow, what a game that's going to be against Man City in the Carabao Cup. I noticed that Guardiola said that he'll pick himself for that team because he's got so many players away. Don't listen to anything he says. It's all psychology with him. But it'll be a very interesting game. I'm hoping, because we play Aston Villa in a Amazon Prime night game on Saturday, I think it might be, following the City game. I'm hoping that Jurgen plays a strong team against Man City, just to get into the groove of things. We don't want to be going in cold, playing Aston Villa, who, by the way, won the first away game for about 6 months. They beat Brighton away today 2-1, and guess what? It was an ex-Red that's got both of them in Danny Ings there. So yeah, a lot to look forward to now. I'm a bit more positive than I've been in and out the season, but hey ho, it's been what it's been. We've not been at our best. The coaching staff would probably admit they've not been at their best. They've gone back to the drawing board 2 or 3 times, and we've settled things now. I have said in one of my earlier clips that I hope that we would do the 4-2-3-1, but it's gone back to 4-3-3, as you've seen in the last 2 or 3 games. But yeah, maybe 4 games against Tottenham. I think we played 4-3-3. So I'm looking forward to the second half of the season. We've got a target to go for, and unfortunately that has to be a top 4 finish. Do I think the teams at the who are above us deserve to be above us? Yeah, why not? You've got to give credit where credit's due. Arsenal, they're doing fine. Let's see if they can keep this momentum going. They've been picking up little niggly injuries, but yeah, let's see them second half of the season when it really does start to get a bit meatier and it means a bit more. Who's Man City? They've had a bit of a blip this weekend. Brentford did him on the counter attack, which is great to see. Newcastle, yeah, got to give Newcastle some credit. They are where they are. They're grinding out results, finding a bit of form, but as we know, Premier League, it's a massive season, and probably one of the teams or the squads to go on a big run are us. We do seem to find some kind of energy from somewhere to kick on. So I'm hoping that is going to be the case. So, any other news? Well, injuries aside, I have to mention the possible sale, and I say possible sale of the football club. I mean, a lot of people are saying, look, it's we are up for sale. We're not looking for investment, but from what I read and look from the outside, it looks like FSG, have been trying to weigh up their options, and one of the options is to sell. There's been rumours that there's a couple of bids on the table from a couple of interested parties, but a lot more parties are showing interest. On that front, all I'm going to say is FSG has to get this 100% right. Otherwise, us Liverpool fans are not going to take second best. If the club's going to be sold, it has to be sold with the intentions of progressing us in playing staff, in more things that we do off the pitch. And if I'm honest, I think the infrastructure that FSG has built since they've took over is second to none. I've mentioned this before. The training ground, superb now. The football ground itself, absolutely brilliant. So they have been, where money's been ploughed into the club, they have. People are saying loans have been taken out, etc. But I look at it a different way now. I'm thinking, if our club is really valued at between 3.5 to 4.5 billion pounds, that has to be progress to where we were. So yeah, all in all, things are happening, and things are happening to Liverpool Football Club. But one thing that won't go away is us supporters. We are always going to be around. We will monitor things that happen, and as I say, FSG has to get this right. It has to be good for our football club. Anyway, as I was saying, I'll do a couple of more of these. I'm not going to watch a single minute of the World Cup because it just does not interest me. So all I'm bothered about is the 7 lads that are going on duty for their countries come back without any injuries, without any niggles and things like that, because I want us to be out of the traps second half of the season, not like how we started the first half, and that's because various reasons, injuries. We hardly had a pre-season break, but yeah, I can see little fruits of improvement at the back end of this first half of the season. Anyway, if you like, please subscribe. If you don't like, you don't have to subscribe. Tell me what you'd like to me to discuss in the next video. I'll give you my opinions, and really it's about you guys. This is Up the Reds, and it's all things Liverpool. I'd like you guys to get involved, and as I say, if you like what content I'm giving out on here, please subscribe, please send me a comment. Enjoy whatever you're going to do in the next 5 weeks before we're back again, or 6 weeks, or whatever it is. And as I say, I'll do a couple more of these in between now and when we're back before the Carabao game against Man City. Enjoy the rest of the day or evening or whatever. Okay, up the Reds.